Hello, this is Derek Bertubin and Mobile Player Experience Term 1402. Today we're going to review the gameplay of two different games. And the two games that I chose, one was Mosaic by a company called Winning Blimp, and the other one was called Clumsy Ninja by a company, Natural Movement Motion, something like that. And basically, I chose these games because I've had some experience with these games. Actually, both of them were actually fairly new. Um, Clumsy Ninja was a game that I actually downloaded just for this class to just get an array of different types of games, and it was a game that I normally wouldn't have played. Although Mosaic is a game that I do like. I do like puzzle games, and so we'll go ahead and start with that. Now, pretty much running through the heuristics, gameplay provides clear goals and supports player created goals. Yes, it's very clear. As a matter of fact, the tutorial, really spells it out. Player sees game progress and can compare the results. Yes, there is a more of a meter at the very in the UI that shows you how close you are to the goal. Players are rewarded, and the rewards are meaningful. Yes. Um, as you level up, you get a sense of accomplishment, um, and that was mainly the reward. Players can control. Yes, definitely, and really a lot of control. I felt challenge and strategy, pace are in balance. Yes, that was no problem. Game stories not really applicable, although if you knew some background to the game, yes, definitely. No repetitive or boring task. By nature, the tasks are the actual manual tasks are repetitive, but I don't think that they're boring because since you're forced to go through either a left or right to toggle to move the the block, the block that actually is doing the shooting, I guess you will say. Um, Fundamentally, by nature, it's repetitive, but it's not it's not severe. I mean, you're forced through that task, so that's the only way you can do it. Now, the only occurrence that I found here was player can express themselves, and I didn't see any real way to mod the experience. I did see a couple opportunities with that. The UI, as we can see here, the more or less, I guess, the framework, or it looks like the module pod type thingy. Uh, Maybe it could be customized a certain color or um, the background. One thing here, since the game development strategy for this was to create music first and then really kind of come up with a game according to the music, which you learn in the backstory of this game. Um, since it's music centric, having the player be able to maybe choose the playlist, the order of the playlist, choose the songs that are playing, because I did notice, after a song would play through, it would change the actual song, but you have no control over that. So that was a good opportunity of how they could express themselves. Um, uh, Other than that, there was this nice little. Well, we'll go into the next one. Other than that, the game did pretty well, supporting different playing styles. Nobody was really forced in a certain playing style, although you could find different strategies, but it was really up for grabs. It doesn't stagnate, mainly because the goal is in view. It's consistent all the way through. Orthogonal unit differentiation. As you level up, you notice different aspects or different challenges. These static blocks that can't move or you can't go through. That gives you a different type of challenge, and it allows you to and it has their own. They have their own behavior, and of course you don't lose any type of hard-won possessions because it's really just a you level up, you're in that level. There are some things that I noticed that as you spend a turn per se, the meter does burn out. So you do burn what you have accomplished, but it's not a hard one. It's within that level. Other than that, the game did well. So the next game we're going to take a look at is Clumsy Ninja. Now, this game, I have to preface this with the fact that I don't normally play these types of games, and it was kind of an action game, but it was more like you move uh, this ninja subject, and you do certain tasks by moving him around. And when you initially play the game, you get to play around with them, and I didn't really know what the objective was other than the micro objectives, which were pull him up, pull him by his foot, put a balloon on his foot. Little things so you learn and explore, but I didn't know why I was doing it, which is one of the main, and actually this permeated all the way through to a couple other aspects of the game. So the first time I playing the game, I found it was boring. After 5 minutes, I was like, "Why am I playing this game?" I didn't know these challenges or tasks that I was being tasked with. I didn't know why I was doing it, and I didn't really see as we get down to this. This game does not stagnate? Well, to me, it did because once again, I had no larger perspective or goal that I was working towards. Um, the recommendation for pretty much all of this, the game story supports gameplay and is meaningful. There are no repetitious or repetitive or boring tasks, and the game does not stagnate. I think it could be solved pretty much with the same thing, which is one of the things that I found that was important in gameplay was a storyline. And a type of uh, in this specific type of game, and as we can see here, I'll bring another screenshot up. Um, you don't really know what you're doing. So I felt if you had a story, an objective, okay, why am I going through this training tutorial session? What am I looking forward to next? If I could flash forward somehow and see some of the things I would be doing, I would have more of an incentive to wade through all of these microtransactions or these miniature these small tasks that I actually felt kind of boring. So once again, clarity of why I'm playing this, what my overall objective would pretty much essentially solve this, and just a strong storyline, really, when it comes down to. And I thought that that was pretty major because if I was captivated or immersed by that storyline, then I would keep playing. And actually, after the end of this class, I'll probably delete this game. But this was my gameplay heuristics reflection for this week, and thank you so much, and look forward to playing some more games with you next week.